Greetings, you human equivalents of the feeling of when your local sports team does good sports at the local sports event. And welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix. And of course, welcome to a very, very bleak day, where today, we're going to be doing a bit of a challenge run. Today, I am going to learn how to use plasma properly, or we're going to die trying multiple times. Today, we are doing a plasma-only run. Now, the reason why I think this will work is because plasma, though quite expensive to run, is pretty general purpose. You can even use it as an anti-missile system by simply setting up the right local weapon controller. You can have plasma fire at missiles and everything else, even though it is very expensive to do so and probably not as good as lasers or missiles. You can do it. On top of that, you can have it set up to be anti-light or anti-heavy. There are splitters and everything else, although it is what I would consider one of the more simple systems. I keep using them badly. Every time I do a test and then check out other people's tests, mine is not doing as well as it should. So we're going to learn how to do this, and everything will be absolutely fine. The weather agrees with me here, so I'll be right back once we have a tiny bit of progress, and of course we are in the regular adventure mode, because honestly I think the land adventure mode might be a little bit too easy for this very specific challenge. And I apparently don't like myself very much. Honestly, my main fear is just the very, very early game. Normally, I set up a very small missile system, and that can easily protect us against the first tiny targets. Plasma's not as cheap. So at minimum, how much is this thing going to cost? So absolute minimum size plasma that can fire even one shot. So we have 50 for a mantlet. I think we need at least one connector hub for the collector. I don't think you can put the collector straight on the mantlet. I might be wrong there. So that's another 100. A chamber is 50. Then the smallest generator is 400. And then I think you can probably fire without the accelerators if you're going to fire so slowly, but still, we're still looking at not as much as I originally thought, but that's going to be able to fire one tiny single charge plasma every, I don't even know, 10, 20 seconds, which is nothing. Absolutely nothing. So we're probably looking for more than that even against the first targets. At least a couple more generators for fire rate. Probably not going to go heavy into chambers, heavy into generators, means higher fire rate, even if you can't keep the charges, so you can't do as many strong shots. Well, this is some of the worst Tetris I've ever done, so please ignore that, because this is going to be replaced fairly quickly. Okay, so there's a nice little burst, then it's generating one charge every 0.5 seconds, so it's 30 rounds per minute. Not great, but definitely, well, I say definitely, I think this burst, because it's accurate as well and quick, should be enough to take out a weapon or a vulnerable section on an enemy. In theory. I've also realised I've now built that backwards. It's meant to be facing that way. But still, that doesn't matter, because it's on a little turret, so it's fine. Wow, okay, I underestimated how fast those were going to go. Still, that's it, the enemy is disabled. We're definitely seeing a strength of the plasma because it can go so quick. It's going to be the first hit in a lot of fights. So even these smaller shots, well, against smaller targets anyway, we can just do that. And the problem is, that's costing me so much energy, I don't think it's worth destroying the enemy, so I'll just leave it there whilst I collect the rest of the resource here. That is, once I move back into position. For those who have been around on the channel for a while, you'll know that Robocraft was a huge game back in the day, which has basically made the channel what it is now. And in that game, they had plasma, and I can never see plasma weapons to this day without thinking back to Robocraft. Destroying vehicles with plasma will always be associated with that game. And it makes me so happy to say that today is in fact sponsored by the lovely makers of Robocraft Free Jam, because Robocraft 2 is coming out soon. This video is proudly sponsored by Robocraft 2. Engage in vehicle-based online combat just like the old days, building machines out of blocks and various physics-based components such as plasma, turrets, and even logic blocks to perfect your perfect Robocraft. Then take it out in 5v5 online combat. There is an incredible online physics engine where every crash and collision is important and impactful. You can even leave the Robocraft now and fight with your handheld quantum machine gun, or you can go off and pilot powerful Robocraft together with a teammate. Destruction is always better with friends. If you are unsure about the perfect Robocraft for you, then the CRF allows you to download Robocraft created by other players. Robocraft 2 is free to play, and you can add it to your wishlist on Steam right now. A demo is also currently available to download from the Steam page, and if you use the code LATHRIX in-game, you'll get a Silver Founders Quantum Machine Gun, which you can keep when the game fully launches. Another huge thank you to FreeJam and Robocraft for sponsoring this video, and a quick look at that lovely quantum machine gun. There will be a link to the Steam page in the comment section and the description of this video. And now, back to Plasma in a different game. So combining them obviously is a lot more damage, but you run the risk of just missing with the whole shot. Still not that great damage, but it's something. And with the sponsorship over, back to Plasma in From the Depths itself. Hello there, you nuisance. So each of those was size 2 rather than size 1, and apparently that was enough to destroy it. I did take a few little hits against it earlier, but yeah, okay. Definitely need to start stacking those charges. Okay, so I finally got around to adding the stabilizer to the gun. This will make our damage lost over distance far less, which is lovely to see. Then later on, we'll be using things like the destabilizer in order to make really good anti-munition defense. At least, in my head, that makes sense. Just lots of little shots, so we can quickly annihilate one, then go to the other. It's not going to be as good as the munition defense from other types, because missiles have that kind of AoE effect, lasers are so pinpoint and instant. This is going to rely on actually hitting the very small target, so more shots seem to be better, especially since we don't really care about armor piercing. Well, couple hit, couple misses. The accuracy really isn't great. Now, the accuracy decreases as this thing heats up. That really hasn't been too much of an issue. And instability isn't too much of an issue either. I think just Plasma does have slightly more inaccuracy than some of the other weapons I'm used to. But that is pretty bad, I'll have to look into that. One balloon down, and is it actually going to sink to the ocean? There we go. It'll be nice once the weather calms down. So we're leaving the first resource zone. I'm trying to actually turn this into a proper ship now. As you can probably see, it's nowhere near that. Wow. I have full pitch controls and full roll controls, but this ocean is mean. It's bad as well, because Plasma loses damage if it goes through water, and, well, that's a lot of water. Okay, the enemy's nice and far away. Let's not waste shots. Oh, now that was better. Okay, so I've combined all of the shots into a single shot, so all the charges hit one spot, doing 12,000 damage and ripping apart this side of it. Sadly not its weapon, but still. That's what I probably need from the main gun. I'm thinking 10 charges or more per shot, honestly. Minimum. Okay, that was a lot better. Ooh, lovely. Okay, I think I took out its front gun. Tell you what, I'm gonna go back to just firing rapid fire for now. Perfect. Okay, there goes their front gun. Oh, lovely. I do love the rapid fire when it comes to just taking out little bits where we know where they are. Ooh, I need to recharge my energy. There we go, that should save us. That was such a clean removal of the front of that duster. Building this a little bit deeper than my usual ships, and it looks a little bit weird right now, but it is going to be extended very soon and also widened in the middle, so it'll look a bit more normal later. Also, I would never get tired of just shooting off the front of these dusters. Also, difficulty 5. It's such a satisfying impact. What even is that? Oh, lightning hoods by the looks of it. Oh, what a cute tiny little drone thing. Oh, that is really pretty. The shock Oh, hoping I took out something important there, but I don't think I did. Maybe we should have gone for the wing. Less likely to hit, but would have completely destabilized it. There we go. It'll be nice once I have multiple guns, and I can have one firing the larger shots and then some firing those smaller ones. Ooh, that EMP was very annoying. Oh, 2 enemies. Okay, so there's a plane and something else. I doubt we're going to hit this, but I'm going to try anyway. Oh, just off the side. Hey, you're not even targeting me. That was mean. I think the issue is we're larger than the other enemy, so those missiles are just auto going for us regardless of its actual target. Even almost 2,000 meters per second, trying to get a good hit against that plane is difficult at this range. Oh, that was beautiful. Well, it was difficult to get a hit, but once we did, it was glorious. The most beautiful sight, resources and a resource zone. Finally, I can make this into an actual ship. I'm also honestly surprised by how expensive plasma is. Every time I've used plasma, I've used it more in the late game, and so it's not been so much of an issue. Wow, am I losing resource per fight. It's either I'm gaining a tiny bit or I'm losing a tiny bit, and that's for a victory. We need to upgrade our craft. Desperately. I love that confetti. Oh, down it goes. Perfect. Oh, 2 resource zones. Lovely. So I'll grab both of these resource zones, then go to the red portal and into difficulty 10. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to hit that now. Please go into the water. I'll give it a shot. Oh, never mind. Another direct hit. Still surviving, though. Yeah, we need the ability to send out a second shot, because what we're doing is we're really good at destroying the outer shell of the target, but then all the innards are still alive. That's why this thing's so unbalanced, but still flying. Ooh, also need to turn off my engine for a second, because my heartstone's about to explode. Yeah, we need more of everything. Also, a lot more energy storage. If this is a tiny gun, look how much energy it's costing per shot for a decently fast shot. Come on. Oh. Okay, sitting at the resource zone, we just took out another small target, so this is how wide I'm going to get here. This is where the main plasma gun's going to be found. Then, probably a little bit further back, and then later on we can extend the middle section, make it wider, add some extra armor there so we can add some more storage. This should give us plenty of space for more engine power, along with, yeah, a much better gun. I feel like plasma is going to be... It's going to be important to have good burst damage with it, especially at the start of the fight. Sustain might always be an issue, so I think leaning more into the burst might be the best idea. It will leave us vulnerable if that burst fails, but that's the risk I think I'm gonna take. I was building and not paying attention, and well, now we have a friend. Come on, I'm coring this thing out, right? There must be something important in there. Does it stop firing? Good. I will say, I think I'm having the most trouble with plasma out of any run I've done so far. Is that a melee vehicle as well? Let's see if one stops firing. Let's see if we can just stop this one a little bit. I think the reason why I'm so inaccurate is because I'm not taking away enough heat from the shots. So I need more heat sinks and maybe even some energy feeding into the cooling system. I've attached a destabilizer to our plasma cannon, which means now every shot is being split into 2 with massively reduced armor penetration values. Well, I finished it off anyway, but still not super impressed by that type of weapon. Maybe a much larger one. It's definitely designed to be anti-air and probably anti-missile. So one problem I keep on having is that enemies at water level, I keep on shooting the plasma and it goes through the water briefly, and that causes a massive drop off of damage. The damage lost in water is insane for plasma. Every second you're losing maybe 20 to 30% of your total damage, maybe even more. It's ridiculous. So, as much as this looks really silly right now, I think I'm going to destroy this turret, build up this one. I'm currently in the second resource zone, the last one before I go through the red portal, so I'll probably have about 20,000 more resources to play with. So destroy that, combine them into one larger cannon, and build it really high up. Will this look doofy? Yes, it'll look super silly, but it's going to give us a much better angle to actually attack waterborne enemies, which is going to be super important. Turns out that resource zone was worth way more than I expected, something like 35,000, so we are way more expensive than I'd like to be at this difficulty. On the upside though, I've tried to downgrade the cheese by simply building loads of hollow space. Most of this vehicle is hollow, all the money's just gone into armor and building stuff for the future, so its weaponry and movement and batteries and everything else is still pretty subpar. Still though, way more expensive than I'd like to be, so we're going through that red portal just over there as soon as the weather lets me move again. Oh, thank you. And then we're going to try and rush through red portals as much as possible, ignoring the resource zone directly behind it there. Okay, difficulty 10. So I'm looking at the graph right now, the average cost, the average weighted cost of each of the different difficulties. So at difficulty 10, the most expensive is 37,000 and the average is 31,000. That is way too little for us right now. We're currently around about 80k. Oh, which is almost perfectly the average of difficulty 20. So that's what I'm going to try and do, go to difficulty 20. I think from now on, this is the rule I'm going to set myself. I have to be within 10% or 20% of the average cost of each area. And if I'm above the maximum cost of each area, then I just have to leave. As simple as that. So that's what I'll try and do in the future. This just happened because there were 3 resource zones right next to the portal, along with some high-value enemies, and, well, we ended up getting more resource than I originally intended. Which, again, I have tried to spend in a non-cheesy way, and I've just built a giant hollow, honestly, very angry bathtub again. Though it's starting to take shape. I think I can see how this thing's going to end up. I do want my plasma battleship. I disabled this Marauder with a shot to the front, and now I want to see how much damage we can do hit the back. So this is 50 charges. I mean, that is very pretty. One shot did the hole at the front, one shot did the hole at the back. Okay, it's looking alright. Still looking for portals. Difficulty 15, and there's the difficulty 20 portal. We've had to destroy a few small targets on the way. I've been building up around the turret and everything else, and the weather, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Can the weather please calm down? Now, as for the design of this craft, I'm still not entirely sure exactly what I'm doing, so eventually I do want it to be a true battleship, but for now it's this weird middle ground of just lots of weird design choices. I think I want to change the colour scheme a bit as well. I'm thinking maybe a brighter base colour and then quite a light blue, and maybe some light yellows and reds. Try and make it look a bit sci-fi. I mean, we are firing plasma after all, as our primary weapon. Hard to say. Almost there. The red portal where I can finally start looking for resource zones and enemies again. Our first enemy of difficulty 20 has arrived. Okay, direct hit there for 35k. We're still doing the full 50 charge shots. It has missiles, it has cram cannon. Okay, that's definitely Onyx Watch. And I don't know who you are. The Cauldron. Ooh, that's some nasty missiles, and we have no protection against them. Well, not ideal. Oh, good! Multiple enemies, both targeting me, so I'm assuming they're both Onyx Watch. This one's obviously the scarier. The missiles are on that front section, I think, and they're what I'm really, really worried about. I think that hit the turret. Okay, turning quite steeply now. Let's see if we can maybe get away. Obviously, our weapon does less damage over long range, but at the same time, their missiles might not even be able to hit at long range, which is pretty good for us. I can't even see the enemy. I cannot see the enemy. It's too dark. Is that them? Yes, it is. I want to see if we've damaged the missile system, though. By the looks of things, no. But I do want to see where I actually hit. Oh, no, I have hit the missile system. Maybe they were missiles from before. At least one of them seems to be broke. Out of 2. Only 1k. Wow, must have hit a corner or something. Okay, stay out of range of those missiles. We should be fine. Don't think I hit the missiles, think I hit just something else. Yeah, for its cost, I will say Plasma does seem to be not the best, but its strength, of course, is actually so hard to counter. Oh, yep, that was a damage missile, didn't have any tracking on it. Just out of range still, good. I feel like Plasma's going to be so good in the late game, but in the early game it is so difficult to use properly, at least according to me. Perfect. Okay, 1 gun down. Missile system seems to be broken finally, and one of the cram cannons is down. I think now it's time for us to get closer, so we can do more damage. Oh no, the missile system's... I think that's one from before. Normally I'd edit this fight a lot more, but I really want to showcase how slow these fights are feeling at the moment. Very methodical. I'm almost certain their missile system is now completely down. So let's go for that cannon. Lovely. Direct hits with the plasma are just fantastic. Any sub-object we can pretty much annihilate at this difficulty. Okay, let's start moving. Let's try and get closer to it. There's still the enemy behind them, which I've been mostly ignoring. There's also now a flyer, which doesn't seem to be doing too much, though it is now aiming at us, which is very rude. Oh, goodbye. What were you? That was a nasty chain reaction. Oh, is it an Atlas? Oh, it's an Atlas and we just carved out the front. That's not an Atlas. Someone talking about the Iron Pelican. Cool. You. Ow. Ow. Okay, those were not missiles from you. Where'd they come from? Oh, the Iron Pelican. Okay, must have missiles. I didn't realise. That was a good amount of damage, but I don't think I took out a gun. We are still being hit by Cram over and over, and I'm very thankful I've went heavy into armor again. Yeah, it's really struggling to get through the layered armor on the sides. Is that the gun at the front? Yep, it was, and it's gone. Okay, now, let's capture our first vehicle. Turns out short-range rapid-fire plasma is so good at just knocking out little things and completely disabling targets, so now the enemy can't run away from us. Let's get this front section right up to them, then we can capture them, sacrifice them, and go straight to difficulty 25. I think I finally disabled that one as well at the back. Lovely. Oh! Oh, I completely forgot that's my fleet colours at the moment. The glorious orange Jaffa Cake style. Well, that's just fun. Okay, well, you're gone then, Cauldron. 60k okay, this was probably the most efficient difficulty 20 ever. I am going to go ahead and capture the other one as well, and then I'm going to try and go to... How expensive will we be? Near 200k? Not quite, but close, I think. Actually, no, if I capture this one, definitely 200k, so let me just look at the graph quickly. Where am I allowed? Difficulty 30. We have to go to difficulty 30, which is 190k average, so I'm within that 10% I've gave myself. 3, 2, 1, yar! Now, where is it? I think I saw it, if I was looking from the top, somewhere like just below here. Oh, yeah, I think that was it. Was that the brain? Yes, and it even had a heartstone, so I didn't have to jump back immediately. Also, I've just realised, why am I sitting in such a vulnerable position? It's like a little pleasure cruise area on the battleship. Well, not quite a battleship yet, but still. Okay, Lance. Oh god, I have so much resource. The Lance is so much more expensive than I thought. Okay, I'm gonna build on the move then, because we need to find red portals ASAP. The most expensive thing I can do straight away is just increase the size of the gun, so I can do that on the move nice and easily. Then, secondary weapons, more armor, finally a better engine, lots of stuff we can do, which is all super overpriced and nice. Is that a nuke crafter? I think it's trying to hit us. Why would you do that? Oh, that's like 100. No, it's not 100k. It's like. Oh, actually, you know what? It wasn't actually that bad. I was going to be way more annoyed there. It's mostly missed the weapon. I was building the weapon as I suddenly heard jets. Oh. Nukes are so annoying. And yes, I realise the irony in the drone campaign I've been recently making nukes, but still. It's so easy to forget things like this. Random propellers and ducts in the middle of our craft. So, that nuke ended up costing us about 30k. Thankfully, only taking out the turret cap and that area around there, but it did highlight the fact that this needs to be way more armoured up and definitely need some air gaps, because we're probably going to see some heat things very, very soon. I don't think this Tetris is right, but it is working. It is using every block and kind of going with the ratio I want. It's just, I know I could do better than that. So currently, we can hold up to 60 charges, and we are getting 12 charges per second. That's actually really nice. 12 per second is fantastic. Because that goes over the maximum fire rate, which is 60, if we have single charge projectiles. I mean, we could turn this into a rapid fire, go with charges use projectile 2, and then go to 300 rounds per minute. Slow down the energy a little bit to take away some of that heat generation, maybe go down to 1,500 meters per second. Just make the gun cheaper. I do like rapid fire guns. The water's turned into blood. That's a good omen. How's the heat sink with that? Not too bad, actually. We could go with that. It's hard to say. I think so. At this point, I've either got to go with more of the actual. If I can find it, there we go. More of the actual chambers, or we start building another gun. We need to be able to hold more charges. I think I've gone too heavy into generators. Oh, now that was beautiful. So that was all 80 charges in one shot. So it's crushed the outside, it's travelled through and detonated some vulnerable sections. Fantastic. Well, now that's done. Gonna swap on over to double charges instead. Go for where we're broken, try and stab that wound. There we go, that's what I wanted to see, and it's gone. That was beautiful. Under attack by a coffin nail, long time no see. Please hit. Oh, that was beautiful. Look at that, that's just a gorgeous thing. Kind of makes it look like an angel. It looks like it stopped quite a lot. I wonder if it's took out its ammo reserves or something. I have no idea how the coffin nail's actually made up on the inside. Oh, slow shot. Okay, I had slowed down the shots because of the heating portion, but maybe I need to speed that back up again. Let's give that another shot. Okay, not bad. Oh, it hit the spinning section, so the damage couldn't propagate very far. And it's gone, though we didn't quite see the result of that last hit. So, I was thinking, what we're going to do is this. We're going to build another version of that turret here. So then they're going to be our main weapons for a long, long time. And then we're going to add a small turret to the front, which is going to be our first munition defense. Then we'll extend the craft and build another one of the munition defense turrets. What we can do as well is set it up so that we can take control of those weapons to actually deal damage when we don't need them to protect against things like missiles and cram cannons. Saying that, I haven't built one of these in a long time. I haven't used munition defense outside of lasers and especially missiles literally in years at this point, so I'm going to go to the sandbox mode very briefly, just to see how that even works. Also, I'm still looking for a red portal. I'm still on 25, I want to get to at least 30. Okay, so we have the basic plasma, which is the pre-built one, which is specifically meant to be an anti-air / anti-munition system, which does in fact use the magnetic destabilizer. This means every shot is being split into 2, but these shots have drastically lower armor penetration value, which I think shouldn't matter. Will armor penetration matter for heavier crams or missiles? I don't think so. Could be wrong though, honestly. I'm not entirely sure there. Let's spawn in 3 smokers. Okay. These send gliding missiles against us. Let's see if this will be overwhelmed. 1 down. 2 down. 3, 4. Okay, 4 out of 6 missiles. And to be fair, the enemy spawned in right next to us and all fired at once. That wasn't too bad. And let's spawn in a couple of marauders and let's see their cram shells when they eventually turn to fire at us. So I'm already seeing one problem. The fact we can't lock on instantly, unlike laser systems, is becoming a bit of an issue. Turning to face the target, then aiming the barrel isn't instant. To be fair though, this does have the smallest form of turret, so it isn't going to be as fast as the ones we build. It's okay though, but definitely prone to being overwhelmed. More so than the area effect of the interceptors or the instant lock-on of lasers, at least from this very tiny little test. Advanced cannons would do this better because you could have things like flak as well, which could hit a whole area. Okay, I am happy enough though. This was a very unfair test with all the enemies spread out here and right next to us. But it did decently, so back to the adventure mode. Behold the power of building in prefab. Yeah, I just literally copied the turret and then the armor around it to here. I'll be connecting them in a moment and then also building the turret itself. Currently, this is all just hollow. What is that? Oh, I think I know what that is. The Osprey or something similar. Yeah, I remember seeing one. Oh god, some of these designs are gorgeous. I can't even see it from my craft. When to fire is the question. Now. Got it. Okay, direct hit, 45k. Did that do anything vital? Where did it hit? I can't see the damage. But there's so much stuff. I have no idea what I actually just clipped. Oh, the front's I can't even see the damage. The front's missing. Oh, that was a lovely hit for 95,000 that time. Still firing away at us, though. Thankfully, most of these shots don't seem to be particularly devastating. It looks like something which would tear apart light armor. Ooh, is that sinking? It might be sinking. In which case, it'll be very difficult to actually get another hit. I lied, another hit. And into the water it goes. Lovely. And I guess that's pretty much it. Be difficult for it to fire underwater. Lovely. We're in difficulty 30, average is 190,000, but what we want is difficulty 35. And thankfully, this time around, I believe there's a portal straight away. So we're going straight for that, no fights in difficulty 30. At that point, we're back within the 10% of the average cost again. Though I am dangerously low on materials, I'm hoping to find a resource zone straight away. The reason is, we could just straight up lose all of our ammunition during a fight. Ooh, speaking of which, so much for no fights in difficulty 30. There's an enemy somewhere over there. Where even are they? Please don't be a submarine. It's very hard to tell at this range. Oh, it's one of you. We should be okay? Yeah, it's only a Banshee. Okay. The weather's just a bit dreadful still. Oh. The complaining rule works. You complain, it stops. We could take a shot now. It's long range, so chance of missing plus a lot of damage drop off, but I'd love to get a hit before they're in range of us. Okay, 1 out of 2 hit. Definitely the benefit of having 2, and still managed to score 82,000 damage. So that was 80 charges in that shot. Beautiful. Okay, big old gap in its armor now. What even is that? I love that confetti. Ooh, you are scary looking. Oh, you're one of the new Deepwater Guard ones. Okay, well, so we're gonna have to fight that before we leave. Okay, I've massively slowed down the speed of our shells. Our charges. Yeah, it costs far less energy now per time. Huge chain reaction there, 141,000 damage. I'm just gonna hold down fire. Let's see how long this actually takes to reload to a full charge. That's not as bad as I expected. How is that not gone? The amount of damage we've done. Lots of chain reactions, so probably just loads and loads of armor blocks all stuck together. Finally! That thing was just made of health. Very sad death there in the distance. Difficulty 35 has the potential of being very peaceful. Gonna collect one of these resource zones and then move on to difficulty 40. Because honestly, we're already too expensive. It's been surprisingly easy to get resources run, and I'm so bad at resisting just grabbing everything. The greed! But now what I need to do is extend the craft a little bit so the back isn't so stumping and stop us from, you know, kind of having our butt so much in the water. Under attack from something, by the looks of things, a lot bigger than I originally thought it was. Okay, yeah, we've done some hits to the front and the side, but it's done very little. This thing is massive and actually more expensive than us, so I feel validated for being here. Well, both hit, but did they actually do anything? Yes. Oh, no, they still haven't taken out that front weapon. What did they actually hit? Lots of rubber was destroyed. Not great. Can't really move much at the moment because I've just been building and I've turned off a lot of the stuff, which makes me move. Maybe a little bit higher this time. As soon as the reload's over, there we go, and again, just not cutting through enough per time. Still doing decent damage, just not enough. Though they do seem to be struggling to hit us directly, so that's good. Maybe I should stop firing directly in the core, but it's just an instinct with shots like this. Okay, the front gun has been damaged, but still. Just trading hits here. Thankfully, again, I don't know why it's struggling to hit us so much, but I'm not gonna complain. Okay, I think that'll be the gun offline finally, so now we should start aiming higher up. The advanced cannons are the ones which are actually hitting us. Or I could, again zooming in, maybe I should zoom in a bit less, but really want to see how best to fight something like this for the future. If I keep hitting the core, we're hitting heavy armor, and honestly, even with 80 charges per shot, we're not getting through enough, so would it be better to try and target weaponry? I was thinking maybe just try and core it out, try and go through, but yeah, that's just going to take way too long. Brilliant! Okay, one gun instantly removed there. That was definitely what I should have been doing from the start. Gun there, gun there, gun there. They're the three which are currently still firing at us. I don't know if that took it out, but it definitely hit it at least once. That one's a bit harder to hit. It's kind of buried into the armor. I think that may have been it. That last shot didn't actually go off properly, so I think I may have damaged it enough that it's not able to fire at us directly anymore. Fantastic. What we could do now is get closer. Actually, no, I can't release, I can't move. If I had the ability to move, I'd get closer and start firing smaller charges. Oh, I dead. I knew coring it from the side would work eventually. Just every one of these rooms I had to open up individually. Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe the full charges aren't always the best. But still, AI dead. AI dead, as I just said. Look how many weapons we've managed to take out from this thing. Okay, the final fight for difficulty 35, and it was a really fun one, even if it was incredibly slow-paced. Managed to take out the back weapon near the end there. Thankfully, nothing from the bottom section, which is where all the price comes from, just the actual turret cap itself. One last shot, because why not? Ow. I missed with the first burst, so I swapped over to rapid fire, and down it goes. Lovely. Go for the core, I guess? I know that's a multi-tech enemy. Here's the problem with lowering the speed so much. Getting a direct shot can be quite difficult. Please hit that time. Lovely. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Oh. More confetti. Is just the armor been removed? Yeah, looks like mostly just armor. So I know the arms are definitely different techs. The legs might be as well. Not too sure, but either way, we should definitely just go for the core. Wow, it's done something there. I think our point defense is messed up. That should have been firing at those missiles, but it didn't lock on at all. Okay, wait for it to show its side. I mean, that's exactly what I wanted. Oh, I wish I had the anti-missile stuff already. Sadly, not ready just yet. Oh, did that do it? Ooh, I wonder why I did EMP damage there. Must have hit the right spot. And that looks painful and kind of sad. Still kind of going, though. But it doesn't seem to be firing anymore, so I think that's a victory. Okay, quite a lot of hits here and there, but not too bad. Oh no, still definitely firing missiles. That was the most painful death I've ever seen. And the arm is somehow still alive. Enemy? The guts it just dropped. I can't get over how fun plasma is when you get a good shot. Because the explosion isn't over the top, and because it likes to throw things out with such force, you can just see so much damage, even if the damage isn't as good as other weapons sometimes. Amazingly, that did not make it drop. Still reloading, please let me fire, please. Thank you. Again, lots of guts, but not taking that thing out. Actually, don't know what that thing is. It teleported early on. Ooh, pretty. The Dawn Cutter. About the same cost as us at this point. Oh, it's getting some shots through. Yep, some of those shots are going through the armor. That is not what I wanted to see. Okay. It doesn't like being that close. I was really hoping that'd take out its movement. That was 130,000 damage? Lots of heavy armor. It's just heavy armor spam. Okay. Ooh, I think I have taken out some of its movement. It seems to really be struggling to position itself. And we clipped its weapon at the back. Is it going down? Yes, it is. Loving that. Okay, can we get one more hit or should we just let it drown at this point? Yeah, those shots aren't going to really hit because it's underwater. Those shots did hit for 500 damage. This really is a constant fight, just keep up with the difficulty underneath our new rules. So, in that previous fight, I said it's about the same cost as us. I was wrong. We're about 350 already before I used that 60k resource I have saved up. So once again, just after a red portal. I need to finish off doing this back section design. So, I think a third plasma cannon of this kind will probably be our final weapon, and honestly, will take us into pretty much the end game. We have two, I want a third. I also want the smaller guns, so we have rapid fire options. So I'm thinking I may actually have to extend the front, and then from there, put a small cannon here, about half the cost of the main ones, a small cannon at the back, and set them both so that they can be munition defense unless I manually control them, in which they'll swap over to just our firing. That's gonna be a pain to do, honestly. I might need to go in the sandbox mode for that. I haven't used the sandbox mode once yet, outside of testing out the basic point defense stuff, but to do that I think I'll have to do just sandbox mode work, otherwise it'll just be an absolute nightmare. So I'll finish off this back section, we'll hopefully get to difficulty 45, then we'll go into the sandbox mode and extend the front and add our two new rapid fire weapons. After that, we need to start widening it because it is very thin. It's almost canoe-like at this point. Whoa, okay, this is a new day of recording and apparently I spawned underneath the boat. Yeah, this is the first time I'm going back into the game and, no idea why that happened, but as long as we're okay, let's go towards the red portal, shall we, to difficulty 50. Oh, two enemies, well, that's not nice. On the upside, they are fighting each other, so clearly not the same faction. What are they? So we have a white flyer, the slasher, and we have Onyx Watch, the javelin. Which I'm assuming is missiles? Yes. Ooh, that's horrifying. Okay, those missiles actually terrify me and prove that I really do need to build that munition defense ASAP. Which one's scarier? Probably the javelin, honestly. Oh, they're gonna go underwater. Yep, almost no damage done there at all. Firing way higher this time. Lovely, that's what I wanted to see. The ocean looks especially pretty right now. I think I'm going to take a shot at the white flyers as well, since that's also firing missiles, so I really don't want that alive, and it is actually helping us take out the javelin already, so the javelin will probably go down first. 115k damage, and I also saw an explosion, so I probably hit one of their advanced cannons. Let's not go through the portal just yet, let's finish this fight. Okay, this fight's been going on now for like 4 minutes, and it's really showing something very important. If an enemy can hit me at this range, I am going to lose the fight at the moment in this difficulty. The only reason why I'm winning this one is because I had the range advantage, and it was also distracted. We need better normal weapons. This poor thing never gets to use its melee weapons. Well, down it goes after just, I think just a couple of hits to the core. Almost finished with a back turret here, which is going to be our point defense turret, so it's not as big as the others, but it's still decently sized. It's got a longer barrel, so we can add more of the passive heat sinks, because it is going to be rapid fire. It does, of course, also have the destabilizer. It's meant to have the destabilizer on the end, but apparently I was not paying attention when I built this. I also realised after looking some of the earlier footage, at some point, I'm fairly certain I built one of these and I had the heat sinks on the wrong side, like this, which don't actually connect. Thankfully, these have them correct, but yeah, at some point, I'm fairly certain I actually complained about the heating and... oh, there's an enemy. All. Ooh. Big fella. Straight for the core. Okay, that was a lot of damage then, 220,000. Oh, is this the Hobgoblin? Oh, I remember you. That's so cool. I love designs like this, which are just, how many guns can we put on this? I love that style. Grey Talons are really awesome. This is Grey Talons, isn't it? Yeah. Tiny damage there from the point defense one. Well, actually, I should probably stop it firing, so it should be able to attack the crams. Yes, it can! It's taken out the cram cannons, look! Oh, that's glorious! You can't hurt me with cram cannons anymore! At least, at this size. Okay, let's sink a little, and fire at the top. Hopefully that'll hit, and should finish it off. Love to see the point defense doing its job. It's really expensive point defense, but yeah, it's stopping us from being hit. There we go. Goodbye, Hobgoblin. Lovely. Really happy with that. What a beautiful kill shot. So that was the megawatt. Oh, don't be silly, Larry. I'm sure everyone who's watching has already liked the video and subscribed to the channel. Don't be a goofball. See, look, it says right there. What is that? Well, so much for healing that. So it's a twin guard vessel. Not entirely sure what the point of those lasers are. It hasn't fired a single missile yet. Is that going to be different faces spinning around? Oh, that's neat. Look how cute that is. Man, twin guard ships really are something else. It's a drone! I did not think it was a drone. I feel bad for what I'm doing, but I've got to do it anyway. Oh, whoa, that's moving oddly. Huh. That was really creepy, actually, how it moved. So I've been changing up the guns a little bit. They should now be reloading a lot faster. It should be about 10 seconds between shots rather than 15. Yeah, much better. So now we can do a bit more consistent damage. Oh, is that thing dropping? Okay, I'm not going to just hold down fire then. Is it going to straighten itself back up or just go consistently? In that case, fire away. And dead. Goodbye. Now, it does have two smaller minions. Okay, turn around so the point defense can actually hit these. Oh, they have a lot of health. Hitting a missile seems to be so much worse for the plasma point defense. Well, it stopped a few. So it's a Steel Striders using cram cannons, the Trondheim. Probably pronouncing that absolutely horrendously. Very thankful we have point defense, honestly. It has been able to take out most of the cram shells. Hey, even the missiles that time. Well done. Think I've taken out the front guns? Ooh, that went right inside the enemy, so I'm definitely taking out those front guns. Yep, they were here. Some AA as well, just the simple weapons. What a cool design, very compact. It looked very modular as we tore it apart. These designs are just so cool. Ooh, resource zone. I kind of drove into that by accident during the fight. Lovely. I've spent quite a lot on the front gun, so now it fires every 5 seconds if we hold down fire, so we do have a bit more DPS, which is nice, rather than just pure burst. Anti-missile system is always so fun to watch. Is it going to get close to us? Is it going to try and use his back weapons, I suppose? So let's just hold fire for a second. Now. Oh, that was mean. So I'm finally extending the front of the craft. I'm going to give myself an actual safe place to sit. I have no idea how I haven't been killed yet, to be completely honest. And then, I'm going to get to work on a third main weapon. We're currently fighting a bulwark, of all things. I haven't seen one of these in ages. Let's see how well the plasma's actually doing. I've been firing blindly at just anywhere near the center. Okay, 120,000 damage, and... okay, it looks like we took out one of the turrets. But yeah, this thing is made of so much armor. This is going to take a long time, so just keep on moving, keep on changing up our direction so we don't get hit by the cram, and we should win just because of our range advantage, to be completely honest. Is that all of the turrets gone? There's one in the center, but I think it's actually hurting itself, so I'll leave that. So, I'm at a bit of a crossroads. We could actually capture the bulwark. It is completely vulnerable at this point. It can't fight back. Or we could just destroy it. Now, the only reason I don't want to capture it is because it will give us 300,000 resources. Essentially increasing our cost by 50%. I'm already struggling to build with the resources I'm getting. I am not spending excess time in each of these difficulties. I am just going from red portal to red portal as fast as I can. Only once in like the last 20 difficulties did I actually sit at a resource zone, and that was just because I was building something to do with the movement, and well, you can't move when you're doing that. I don't think we should capture this. I think it would just catapult us way too far ahead, and I don't want to go to like difficulty 100 straight away, so... I'm afraid we're just going to destroy this thing. Oh look, my guns. Oh dear. Suddenly things just went really bad. That did so little damage. Oh dear. Yeah, thankfully our plasma was very good at that. Okay then. Up against the Braveheart as our first enemy in difficulty 60. So this thing has pretty nasty missiles, but we're just about out of range, and plus of course we have our point defense. Oh, we just hit something good then. What did we hit? I'm guessing a turret. Yep, the front turret. Oh, the front two turrets went up then. Yep, that's most of its weapons down then, so pretty much a victory straight away for this one. Lovely. I do wish sometimes enemies could spawn a little bit closer, because the range is a massive advantage, and I feel bad sometimes because I've definitely had at least one fight where I shouldn't have won. I played badly, the vehicle wasn't as good as the enemy, but purely because of the range, we got the victory. In a brawl, we would be really bad. Whoops, did I say? So I took a screenshot there, but let's ignore that. So we're hitting here. Okay, so what is this? Oh, engine. Okay, so I should just keep doing what I was originally doing. That's pretty much it. With the engine already damaged, that's going to massively hamper its damage potential because I don't have unlimited smoke. The smoke will eventually run out, so we need to turn that thing's damage off as fast as possible. So the missiles are getting through. It's mostly EMP. Thankfully, we do have quite a bit of EMP resistance, so we should be alright. Ooh, what's that there? I think that's actually the laser system there at the front. New target. That was a good hit then. Actually managed to go into the core. I think I've broke something. Yeah, its movement's getting a lot more sluggish. Lovely, right into the laser system again. Now go for the core and the engine again. And, yep, AI dead, we are victorious. Still, took quite a few missiles there. In terms of point defense, this turret's very expensive, and I just don't think it's as good as just some interceptors. I can't even see that so far away. First fight in difficulty 65, this is the Hunchback. Waiting for it to stabilize a little bit more than it is currently, because this is a lot of movement. Fine. Hopefully one of those will hit. No, it still thought it was moving up too much. Should have waited a little bit longer. It's a lot of advanced cannon shots heading our way, hopefully not piercing through all of our armor. That would be great. There's our larger shot. Oh, look at that. So that is 150 charges into a single shot, and it's completely crumpled the outer armor, and I think started to hit something. No, this thing's just armor all the way back. Wow. Okay, direct shots on the face of this thing are not recommended. Good to know. Good to know. We should move around a little bit less, though. To this point, I don't think it really matters where I fire, as long as I can actually score a single hit. Fine, let's go for the same spot again. Let's see how long it takes to get through this thing. I could go for the guns, but again, trying to hit those with that movement is going to be very annoying. I say while getting an instant hit. Okay, that looks like we're finally into the actual meat of this thing. Oh, look at that. Okay, yeah, the upgrade to our back gun is just beautiful. That is so many blocks. It's like 2 engines I think it just took out then. Fantastic. A little bit of battery storage as well. However, we are also not looking good, and it is seemingly targeting our main gun, so bit of a race here. Try going for the gun next. Trying to figure out where to shoot with this thing moving is not easy for my brain. Okay, that was good. Definitely one of the guns at very least there. Let's see if we can take out the last gun. Nope, but very, very close. Oh. Don't want to see in the water, thank you. I think more engines just went down. At this rate, that half the craft is just not going to exist anymore. Well, I think its guns are down. I think that's a victory. Whoa! Forward, please. Oh, I see what it's done. Because of this huge hole here, it's taken out our PIDs. Not lovely. Just keep crushing it, and eventually we'll win purely because of damage. Oh, I was hoping to hit the fan at the back there. Wow. It must have just hit really vital spots, because I have backups for that stuff. And my engine's still going, and the backup engine's still going, so... weird. So I figured out what happened. Because I've been recently changing the bottom of our craft, I kind of neglected to re-add a lot of the backup stuff in terms of movement. So what we've ended up happening is just losing all of our rotors. At least on 2 of our sections, so I've just kind of randomly span out. Okay, a victory nonetheless. It stopped firing anyway, so it's just a matter of oh, now it can fire. Now it's in the water, apparently. What a cool design, though. Loads of armor on the front there, and then just trying to defend all that. Look at how much armor it had. I don't know exactly how much damage we did during that whole fight, but I think it was like 3 to 4 million plasma damage. So the enemy over there is the Perforator. That's over 1 million resources in just pure particle damage goodness. Not really an enemy I'd particularly like to see, but as long as we keep it at super long range, the particle cannons do have a drop-off for damage and accuracy. Now, of course, the plasma cannons also have a drop-off for damage, but less so accuracy, so if we can just... I say well, instantly missing. If we can just stay here, just float along, try and go for the turrets as much as we can, then we should be okay. Because it only has 3 sets of turrets, I think. So if we can knock these off... trying to actually hit it, though, is difficult. Not quite, but good shot. Good try. There we go. One's gone. Incoming missiles. Hopefully our munition defense can do something about that. They're pretty slow, but they look also very healthy, so... Oh, our front's being slowly shredded. Wait for it to start bobbing. Perfect. Okay! Oh, that front turret's still firing. Amazing. Honestly, I'm starting to think those missiles are actually our biggest concern. That's a good amount of damage there. Oh, Co's missile's about to hit us. That's just horrifying. Oh, just missed that turret because it moved. I'm hoping some of those shots took out some of those large missiles. It'd be lovely if they did. Okay, front turret completely disabled. Back turret still online. Oh, those are much smaller than they should have been. I think I may have damaged that missile silo. And the top turret's completely offline, just kind of staring at us angrily. No torps. I think I may have disabled its weaponry. Ugh, not a pretty win, but just about a victory then. Wow, that was horrifying. So much twin guard lately. Just trying to core through the base as usual with these fights. I'm doing a lot of damage per shot. How did you take out the turret cap already? Well, that's incredibly annoying. I only want to have 2 guns left, but I have already done a good chunk of damage. Clearly, I need to improve the turret cap and the armor around the neck of the gun. Before it was fine, but now in this difficulty, clearly it isn't enough. Simple as that. It looks like it's pointing at us. So what is this one? This is the amusement. Whoa, that snuck up on me. And it's already above me. Please don't be bombs. And that's a lot of missiles. Oh my god. Okay, 1 turret down straight away. Not lovely to see. Though that was a really good retaliation shot. Yeesh. Oh, that's moving slowly. I'm assuming I took out an engine or something, because that's way slower than just then. Very rude of the enemy, though. I was building at the time. Okay, nice chunk gone again, but probably not its weapon systems. Oh, saying that, I'm not seeing any missiles. No, yep, they're the missiles. Never mind. Good luck, point defense. Don't hit my turret cap! Is it just about online? I'd love if it was. That's gotta be it, right? Surely that was the weapon systems. Oh, yep, that's a piece of missile. Okay, so... yeah, I assume the missiles weren't on the wings, based on the fact I was trying to watch the wings before. So I think I took out the weapons. Not all of them, some more at the front. Okay. At least we know where we're meant to be aiming. I could risk a shot while it's turning, but that is... yeah, a risk. Risking it. Oh, I gambled and I was bad at gambling. Come on, let me fire, please. Oh! I think I hit the right spot, but I don't think I did enough damage. Please no missile cap hits, thank you. That was it, that's gotta be it. I think that's all the weapons down now. Yeesh, it just scorched the top of our craft. Gorgeous thing, though. You know what? I think I'm going to remove the destabilizer from the front of this. The destabilizer's good, apparently, for the its actual role, but I would like the ability to also do some damage with it occasionally, and the low armor penetration value the destabilizer gives just means I can't use it for anything except for point defense. I'm amazed how well that thing could fly, considering we'd basically hollowed out its chest cavity. Really impressive design. What actually is it? Okay, the Aero Tyrant. Neat. It's worth 300k even without the weapon system, so... oh! Did it still have a missile system left? That's amazing. Only respect for that design. So I know it's silly, but I have now made it so the battleship will bounce up and down while it's moving forwards. The reason for this is, as we've seen with the plasma, over such long distances, even small movements like this really mess up aiming. So I'm hoping the irregular, weird movements mean that occasionally an enemy will just outright miss us. That's the plan, at least. I've also changed it now so we have 3 backups for our PIDs, and we have multiple more propellers. If you look on the bottom side, you can see a lot hidden underneath the armor, and then also quite a few here. I've just opened up the front since I want to completely redo that, because eventually this is where the 3rd and final of our main plasma cannons is going to go. After that, we'll just keep on upgrading them and spending money on making them stronger. The 2 main cannons at the moment both fire 180 charges per shot, which is something like 250,000 damage at the point of actually firing, and of course that goes down the greater distance the enemy is. Still though, that's a lot of damage in one pinpoint location, and they can fire every 10 or so seconds. Also, before I forget, what I want to do is I'm taking off the destabilizer from the gun at the back, and I'm going to simply add one of the stabilizers instead. So we're not getting the double shot anymore, but we're going back to the full 100 armor penetration, which means we can actually start using this back turret as a normal weapon, because I just haven't bothered recently because of how expensive it is to run, and with that low armor penetration value and low damage per shot, it was doing nothing. Now it should do something. Likely, this will be its final form, so I'm going to start working on the superstructure after... I was saying things. Anyway, yeah, going to work on the superstructure. I think it's just another one of the Twin Guard. Yeah, I've seen so many of these. If you take out the base, which doesn't take too long, it just falls to the floor and instantly dies. Why do my plasma keep changing colours? They're now blue and orange. Originally, they're both blue, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, both orange. They're still labelled as blue in the colour palette, but for some reason... keep swapping. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, that was perfect. And that's pretty much it. Yep, too low, and it'll soon die. My smoke's still active, so I'm not taking any real damage. Just a free bit of resource. So, like I was saying, this front section will probably be the last proper extension I make. It's going to be probably the same depth as it already is. Then I'll work on the superstructure a lot more and replace the turret caps completely. We're going to have a 3rd main turret on the front, and then probably a secondary point defense turret on the very, very front cap. There's not much else I really want to do with the battleship, and that'll be it. And then after that, if we have more resources, just keep on widening the center here to add some extra protection. Sometimes one hit can be just devastating, so that took out one of its propellers, on its jets. And I think it's going into the water. Let's see. Splish. We now have 3 cannons, and once again it's the Twin Guard with the 3 minions, all using particle cannons and missiles. Oh, now that was beautiful. Did I just say 1 million damage? So yeah, we have 3 cannons now, one hit after the other, and goodbye to your core. Wow, it must have hit something vulnerable. Oh, yep, I see laser parts. They tend to have quite low health. That's how the plasma propagated so well. Ouch. That was such a perfect miss. I have seen so many of these throughout this run. Lovely, and there goes the base, and that's it. I think this may be the 10th, or perhaps even more than 10th of these I've destroyed. There's always one enemy which spawns more than the rest. So anyway, whilst the thing lasers away, I'm now in difficulty 70, and all I'm going to be focusing on now is protecting the weapons I already have a little bit more. There's definitely some vulnerable sections on the sides, and random ammo barrels I've left on the side again. But still, gonna add loads of armor, wrap it around the shell, armor up the innards a bit more. I do have air blocks in each of them, some air gaps I should say, which means heat shouldn't destroy them too easily, and I just need to make sure they're HESH proof as well. Then I think they're pretty much good to just leave for the rest of the game. Then I've got this huge front section now, which I don't even know what I'm doing with that just yet. Oh, I can hear attacks. I was retrofitting the old sections of the ship. And now. Oh, I haven't swapped them back yet. I set them all to size 10 for a while just to test some stuff out. Oh no, it's not even that. I've currently redone the weapons. They're currently set to 1. You know what? I'd like to see if this can do any damage. So they're all single charges at 600 rounds per minute. Yeah, let's actually go for the turrets next time, eh? That'd probably be a better idea. Oh, definitely scoring hits, but yeah, they're not ideal. I can't get a lock on the turret, it's moving so quickly and so randomly. There we go, one of them damaged, I think. How does it change colour if damaged? That's interesting. Oh, just clipping the water there. Okay, we need to turn, otherwise we're going to be hitting ourselves. Thank you. Can we take that out before it gets underwater? Maybe not. Though it is now apparently going out of control. So what even was that? The rectifier. Yeah, probably can't even hurt it then, since it's underwater and our plasma loses way too much damage. Well, that was silly. Yeah, I had changed the turrets. It's now 176 per plasma, and I've also massively upgraded the turret caps, the neck around them. I've added some armor reinforcements to the side to make up for the fact these are quite big weapons and are taking up a lot of space. I've added some more air gaps between them. I haven't done the back section yet, and I was just starting to work on the front, which, as you can see, still has the old hull sticking out of it. That's when that thing appeared. I'm getting loads of resource by just sitting here, by the way. I keep getting attacked by smaller enemies we've faced before, and yeah, the resource is kind of racked up. Once I'm finished to the point where I can say this craft is once again viable, I'll go to difficulty 80. So I think in the future, I'm going to allow myself to go to the sandbox mode more, because I think it's been a detriment keeping me in the game, because I've been able to just farm so much resource because I can't move and build and do everything all at once, so we end up just building, and that requires lots of combat as things spawn in to attack us, and now we have loads of reserved resources. Now, to be fair, we are in difficulty 80, we're basically now going to see the best of the best designs. I mean, we've already been seeing godlies, so it's just more godlies, but still. Either way, I've actually got enough for another one of these turrets, so that will make 4 170 charge turrets, which is a total of in excess of 1 million damage per burst of all of them firing at once. So if they all hit at once, there's a good chance we can hollow out any medium to large enemy, with only the big colossals being super well protected. Now we do need to protect this very quickly because, yep, it's currently just a box. So let's fix that. The Leviathan and its nuclear-powered children versus a construct still very much in the works. Okay, fun. I don't know if these little guys are nukes as well, but I know, yeah, of course they are. Okay, 2 of the nukes gone. There's still a few left, though. Can we take another shot at the main vehicle? That'd be great. Doesn't really matter where, just fire. Thank you. Okay, pause for a second, let's get my bearings. We've lost one of our turrets, which is honestly very surprising. How did I lose? Oh my god, okay, so the Leviathan itself apparently has terrifying shells. Waste of the big shots there, but at least 2 of them are down, and... oh, please, let me fire at you before you hit me. Well, that was weird. Do I take another shot at the main vehicle? Those railguns are eating me alive. Okay, good chunk of damage there. Maybe I took out a railgun, who knows. You are very annoying. Okay, well, of all the places for it to hit, that's kind of where I wanted it to hit, so that's fine. This is a horror fight. Really should put regular AI on that back gun. We could have been focusing our main weapons this whole time. So I've carved the middle section quite a lot, but I've kind of been ignoring all their weapons. Ooh. Cool. You know what? Keep going for the middle. It's too late now. Yeah, I'm hitting some kind of vital, so that's good. Wow, why did you aim there? What happened to that shot? I hit the cap. I don't know if it was enough to destroy it though. Okay, one down. Okay, this will be the last functional weapon it has. After that, we've pretty much guaranteed a victory. Beautiful. That's it. So then, I wonder where I hit earlier, which did so much damage in the core, because how plasma works is, as it destroys blocks, it'll actually feed into itself. So if you hit a very vulnerable block, for instance, it can just tear through engines. Engines, Heartstone, a lot of stuff here to hit. Okay, well, that's pretty much it. We lost the middle gun, thankfully only the neck. Again, the neck. This thing has heavy armor on the inside. I'm not sure what more I can really do at this point. It also has an air gap. Outside of this one little... Oh. If they're heat shells, it could be this little tiny bit at the very top which is actually being destroyed each time. Oh, is it still a nuke? Oh, one of the ones that kind of broke. Yeah, it can't go down, so it's just kind of floating around. Now I just need to finish this thing off. Knocked out the nuke. I just got the achievement, the harder they fall, for killing certain sized godlies in a normal mode, like the campaign or adventure mode. That's the most systematic I've ever seen a vehicle get destroyed once it's low on health. It's mesmerizing. Why is it doing it this way? Normally it's so much more random. Cool. From the silhouette, I can't even tell what's going on with this one. I still... The alarmed. I don't... understand. It's like a torso upside down with wings? I feel bad for what I'm about to do since it's not firing. Okay, never mind, I no longer feel bad. Saying I'm trying to hit this is going to be not the easiest. Oh, yep. Get closer. They're nukes. It dropped nukes that actually dropped vehicles, which are detonating by themselves. Well, that was really mean. One interesting thing. Okay, after this fight, we're going to the sandbox mode because I want to see that in action. Oh, no, 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 no. Still on live, still on live. I think. I think I broke it at least. Yeah, plasma does massively reduce damage in water, but thankfully not too deep. Oh. It drills and explodes. Thankfully, we have layers upon layers of armor. Wow, they are very cool. Is that it? We're done? How did I get 225,000 resource? Where did that come from? So it did spawn upside down. Oh, that's not fair on it. That could have done way better versus us then. That is so cool. These are so interesting. I really need to take a look at those for future nuke builds, because that was fascinating. Also, it turns out the resource I got was simply from destroying the enemy. I just wasn't paying enough attention. So let's just spawn in one of these random enemies. Oh no, it does flip as soon as the fight starts. Is that on purpose then? Is it designed purely for the nukes? Which obviously is still very cool. Does it keep building them while the fight goes on, I wonder? Yeah, okay, so it keeps on spawning in nukes and throwing them. Is it meant to flip, though? Anyone with knowledge about this, is it actually meant to flip? If so, interesting. That is a lot of shells. Okay, so all 4 of those connected, I think. So although technically we can do 1,000,000 damage, it's never actually happening. Ooh! The Bull Shark! Haven't seen one of you in a while, the Steel Strider ones. Very cool. Sorry about your eye. Aiming a little bit higher this time, hopefully we can catch some of the caps. Once again, did about the same amount of damage, so let's take a quick look. Oh, that was perfect. Melted the face off of that one. Don't really know where the others hit. Oh, they just reopened this. That is a laser system. It's a very big laser system. It's a laser system which is now vulnerable to being hit. Next time I do one of these runs, I'm using a rapid fire weapon. I'm getting sick of such slow fire rates. It's impactful, clearly, and is winning me fights, but I prefer rapid fire nonsense. Looks like that's pierced directly into the enemy this time. Yep, it's broke through and is breaking everything. That is a lot of surge protectors. EMP is not breaking that. No, don't turn around! Oh, it was so good when you were facing that way. Oh, you're sinking a bit. There we are. The fact it suddenly turned then is very worrying. Is there another enemy now, or was it just random AI nonsense? Is that like flak or something? It's doing very little to us. Though it looks impressive. Wow, almost nothing to us, in fact. I don't know where I want to fire next. Maybe back to the front again? Yep, now that there's a wound, hitting the vulnerable sections is so much more effective. Oh, only just about clipped it with 1 out of 4 then. Okay, our original enemy's down. Oh, am I out of smoke? I might be out of smoke. There we go. Down goes another Twin Guard. Is that another enemy? So 3 in a row here. Not nice. Disgust and... Ooh. What are you, other than looking very 40k and gorgeous? The Monsoon. Interesting. I didn't see any blocks come off or anything then. Oh, just a lot of heavy armor on the front. Got it. Wow, those are some nasty looking missiles. I think that was one of the missile silos gone. I think one of my guns just went as well. Wow, did catastrophic damage before it went down. Yeah, that just annihilated that turret. Excuse me, please stop firing. Eh, still did a decent chunk of damage. How close we were. Nice. Okay, three destroyed at once and a red portal. Brilliant. Oof, look at that! Now, admittedly, that's one of my least armoured sections because it has no weapon there, so I don't really bother, but it's gone through! It went through my craft. If that hit the centre, I would have probably died. Oh, that lagged out the game horribly. I think that's the most damage I've done in a single burst. Probably gets so close to us. Yep, that has split the laser systems and damaged some of its jets. Perfect. This is the first enemy of difficulty 85. We're getting very, very close now. Can we please get to 100 in this run? That would be so nice. And I'm out of smoke again. Note to self, add more smoke defense. Runs out way too fast in these longer fights. I think one of the shots may have gone through the target then. No, I think they'll hit. I'm guessing I just took out more of the laser system, which is kind of what I was hoping for there. Yeah, the more of this we take out, the less damage it's doing per second. And that's really all we could possibly want. Almost finished armoring up the front, adding some details to the side. Just need to clean up the back, I think. And honestly, our design's very close to being finished. And that's the laser systems offline, I think. Lovely. The range issue was very apparent with this fight because it's the basking shark. Well, it costs more than that. I've just already done a lot of damage to it. I think it's about 1 million or just shy of 1 million. And it just couldn't fire any of its weapons except this little advanced cannon just over here, which has just been knocked off. I say little, it's still a pretty scary advanced cannon, but it still has all these other things. It just can't bring any of them to bear. I do wish the range thing spawned in had a bit of randomness to it, just occasionally spawn things a little bit closer. I think I'm just going to keep going now, honestly. I'm going to leave that alone. We're still fully stocked on resources. I can't spend them as fast as I'm getting them. I'm just desperately trying to look for a red portal to get to difficulty 90. Trying to arm up the front, then we'll arm up the back, and yeah, I'm just really close to what I think is our finished design, and honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. It's a bit simple, a bit flat on top, but considering I had to build it in the midst of combat all the time, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. It's okay. Everything's okay. Difficulty 85 was just very much the same things over and over, and we are now about to reach difficulty 90, where I'm going to start doing some retrofitting because we now have 400,000 resources saved up. I swear I'm trying to get through these portals as fast as I can. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to add a duplicate of the munition defense over here. I'm going to armor up the front. I've already put in loads of extra armor and backups of pretty much every system I can think of, but I'm going to double check everything, make sure the internal armor is done, and then finish off the back last because it's not that important, this being finished off. It would just finish off the craft, honestly. Very, very close now. Turns out the front turret was asymmetrical, and because of that, I wasn't paying attention while I was building, and I built the entire front armor section asymmetrically. So now I've got to try and figure out a way to salvage this without rebuilding it all from scratch. I'm sure that was caught by some people, and some people were very, very annoyed. Still, as long as I can get this done now and figure out... Oh, I'm even building this bit wrong. Okay, just remove everything, start again from scratch. Well, I was building, and amazingly a shot just went through the room I was in. Oh, it's you! Okay, no spoilers for the other runs, but I've got a bit of a bone to pick with this one. I didn't know there was some sunbathing going on. Okay, so annoyingly we're positioned quite badly here, so we need to turn as soon as possible so we can bear all of our weapons at once. So that means we're going to be vulnerable for a few more seconds. I don't want to hurt myself. Is that thing staying stable? I think so. I'm going to go for the top. Okay, there's a lot of damage there. In fact, it looks like we've completely removed a section. I'm just taking the noses off everything, aren't I? Okay, it wasn't quite enough that time, but that's fine. Top or bottom next time. We could try and go for the center. That does have the gun, but it's going to be harder to hit. As kind of proven there, but in fact we hit the bottom instead. Oh, stop moving weirdly, now I've damaged you. Oh, I should have done the first shot against the harder to hit middle section. rather than destabilize it, then try and go for it. Lovely. Oh, that's a lot of the guns. Nope, they didn't stop. They just fooled me. Well, joke's on you. Anyone could fool me. I'm very dumb. Now, can you stop firing? Maybe. One of our new anti-munition systems got taken out, which was annoying. Not that we were using it, but still. That's going to be hard to hit, but oh, not quite, but still a lot of damage done. Hopefully we're starting to get some vitals now. Ooh, look at that chain reaction. That was beautiful. Didn't expect that top shot to do so much, to be completely honest. Oh, I was not thinking about this correctly at all in terms of its shape. Of course I should have fired that. Wow, okay, yeah, so that was making a lot of mistakes when I was firing, and definitely something I did in the previous run as well. Now I'm going to go for the middle, because it's... No, you know what? No, let's just try and claw the top section out now. Does it get hit by a missile? There's not another enemy, is there? Did you really take out both of my anti-munition systems, but none of my main guns? What a specific thing to be hit. I've almost split it into two and it's still going. I have nothing but respect and loathing for this design. But finally, revenge. I haven't fully repaired yet from that last fight, but apparently Scarlet Dawn is here, ready to attack us anyway. That was nice all hitting the exact same spot, although probably a block of armor at the front. Yeah, big old block of armor at the front. Could go for the weapon, or could continue to go for the core. I think I'm going to go for the core, purely because I doubt the shots will hit that turret. Brilliant. I just saw some stuff go bye-bye. Wow, amazingly the gun wasn't taken out, but close. What is this? This is the Gauss, or Gauss, or Bob. Come on, one more set of shots. Go exactly where I want you to, please. Not quite, a little bit low then. So I do now have two anti-munition systems. As you can see, they're firing away and not doing enough. Plasma anti-munition, it just doesn't seem to be a good alternative. Wow. I made it bow. What now? So some of the missiles are being stopped, but bear in mind how expensive these weapons are. Though I guess these are ridiculously sized missiles, so they probably have a lot of health. I need to do some other tests with the anti-munition stuff. First enemy of difficulty 95, and it is a very annoying one, bouncing up and down a lot and firing just pure death. The size of these missiles is ridiculous. Thankfully, our smoke seems to be interrupting them a little bit, so their targeting is a little bit off. At least one has just hit the water so far. Now, the thing is, it's bobbing so much, trying to get direct hits has been... That's scary. Has been really difficult, is what I was going to say. Lots of shots have gone wide. I think waiting until it's almost on water level, then firing seems to be the best. Ooh, did that take out any jets? It's hard to say. Okay, let's turn against it like this. If we fire now, I'm going to end up hitting my own turret caps. Oh, yep, the smoke is being so useful. Still... Oh, those might be heat. Oh, we did take out the jets. I mean, that's it, really. We can't really hurt them anymore, so just try and run away. Our point defense has been good at damaging the missiles, so... Wow. I am so glad most of them have been missing, because that is terrifying. Oh, another enemy straight away. Not good. It's a blob. It is an angry blob. What is firing at us? Scarlet Dawn, maybe? Did we just hit the turret cap? Oh, we've seen all these already. What did we actually just hit? I think we just about clipped a barrel. How did I manage to do that? That was a lot of stuff. Have I lost barrels? Oh! I think that was the most damage from a single shot we've done so far. What did it hit to cause so much? Oh, it took out the gun. Well, that would certainly do it. Really need to start using these point defense guns as regular guns when I'm not using them as point defense. Maybe I should use them as point defense. Anyway, they actually do okay damage. Almost every one of those plasma blobs does take out a block. Surely that's it, right? There's not another target. Oh my god, there's another target straight away. You know what? That's not firing anymore. Start turning so we can get a good angle on that one. Stay underwater for a second, then I'll reload your energy. Oh, I was really hoping we could avoid that then. In case you're wondering, because of the immense energy requirements of these guns, I have been having to do this manually between fights. I would consider it cheesy, but it's really cost inefficient and takes loads of your resources each time. What are you firing at? Point defense? Here's the question. Do we go into this third enemy, or do we try and make a run for the red portal? What is the third enemy who's currently facing off against that? Okay, it's not that big. It's bigger than I thought it was, but I think we could take the Thresher. Not good. That was way too high in almost every single shot then. So he has that main gun on the front and then missiles. Looks like the main gun's already been clipped as well. Oh yeah, we lost where the enemy is. Okay, there it is. And I guess there. I feel like that was right, but it did shoot back immediately afterwards, making me second guess what I think. Honestly, it's the torpedoes I'm way more worried about anyway. Just hit it, you know? Just do damage. I still haven't taken out the gun. It's also sitting so low in the water, I'm having a real issue of doing full damage to it. We aren't looking good now. We've had one of our plasma completely removed, one of our point defense completely removed, and we have a lot of holes in our armor pretty much everywhere because we're being weathered down by the torpedoes and the missiles. I'm sorry for saying I could take you with such confidence. Clearly, you are a very, very good design. And you sit so low in the water, it's infuriating me. Finally, low health. Okay. Enough fighting in difficulty 95. To 100! Full, very slow speed ahead. Yeah, we need to build a quick repair bot. Ouch. We look cooked. Thank you, hastily made heal bot. I got ambushed as I was entering the red portal and I lost loads of stuff. I had to sacrifice my point defense at the front just to make sure my armor and my weapons, my main weapons, are all online. Not the best way to be entering difficulty 100. But here we are, so no matter what happens now, I can claim a victory. Hopefully we get at least one kill. That's all I ask. Okay, the first Guardian of difficulty 100 is an enemy we've already seen before. Okay, so this thing has the railguns underneath, loads of armor on the front, and I think it had missile systems? And I think we beat it by just coring it out last time, so we'll do the same again now. It makes sense. I would have liked to see a different design, just because variety. This thing is awesome. But I guess since a lot of the godlies are just all godlies over 1 million, they have to be spread out from 90 to 100, so we are likely to see the same designs a few times. And honestly, that may have been one of the best shots I've seen in a while. Just for pure damage, almost 900,000 damage in a single set of our shots. If we can do that again in the same area, I think they'll instantly take out the gun. It's bobbing a little bit, but not too much. I think that got the right area. Yep, there goes the gun. Or not, actually. What did I see go then? I thought I saw something like the rail sections. Oh, the missiles at the front. Huh. Wow, we got right in there. And we stopped just shy of the gun. Oh, I was seeing all this stuff fall out. Okay. I really thought I saw gun stuff. Apparently not. Also, I've just seen I've lost one of my guns. There we go. A lot more obvious when the gun goes up. So the missiles all at the front, so I should try and destroy those then next. But I think it's safe to say this is going to be a victory now. Perfect. Yep, that's the missiles broke. They have almost nothing to them. Ooh, those might be able to hit us still, but definitely less to them now. Still lost 2 of our turret caps, but yeah, definitely a victory at this point. Okay, a bit of a problem. For the first time in a very long time, I not only lost the top of this turret, I somehow lost the innards as well. Considering how many enemies have been using penetration fuses and everything else, it's honestly surprising this took this long, but yeah. I'm gonna have to use the adventure bell, because I don't have the resources to repair this gun. I need resources. There's no resource zones available. Oh, actually no, there is a resource zone. We could then potentially... It's funny, it's saying only 2% damage because I've healed everything else. The gun costs a massive percentage of my cost, not necessarily the amount of blocks. I could try for the resource zone. I do want to get another kill, though I have already done 1 kill, so I'm already going to consider this a Lathrix victory. Okay, let's try and make it to the resource zone. So I had to sacrifice one of my cannons to fight this thing, the Onslaught. By itself, I've actually fought one of these already. It's an absolutely awesome looking craft, but it's not the scariest thing ever. You can destabilize it, as you can see, but it does have some really nasty missiles, and that's where the problems are. So because I have no point defense at the moment, and because I've been fighting non-stop for the last half an hour, I don't really have the resources to keep doing this. I need to be left alone with these 2 resource zones for 15 minutes. I'm down to 3 guns. No defense. Leave me alone. An enemy has appeared. An enemy which apparently hurt itself immediately after spawning, which is different. Oh, I know you. Yeah, the Hypernova. Particle cannons? Am I right? Yeah, particle cannons. Okay, firing now just be a miss, I think. It's trying to align itself still. It's drowning itself. I will not count that as a kill, but will thank you for the resource. What happened there? It spawned in, then immediately took damage. I don't know why that happened, but clearly something broke. Well, that's going to give me enough for my point defense back. Excellent. Okay, I guess it's time to use the adventure bell if it gives me as much resource I think it's going to give me, because then I'll be completely online again. So then we can have a good final battle or 2. Okay, well that was lag. So we got back 1 of our point defense, and we are now up against... Oh, is it you again? No, this is a much scarier version of what I thought it was. The Crucible at 2 million resource. Look how smooth the front looks. That looks so nice. I don't know where to fire. I'm guessing at the enemy. Other than that, not too sure. Should have waited until it got to its proper altitude. Oh, just missing the turret then. That would have completely changed how this fight went, to be completely honest. Well, you lost that front turret almost immediately, which is scary. There we go, that's what I wanted to see. Did that stop the gun? Beautiful. Our smoke defense is protecting us now mostly from the enemy. And, okay, that was a good shot into its laser system. Ah, I thought it completely stopped then for a second. Surely it must have hit something important with that shot. It's just completely hollowed the thing out. So many innards just flying around. I feel like I should go for the obvious lasers to shoot at, but at the same time, I don't know what this is, this huge smoke ring it does occasionally. But I just feel like I'm so far into just hollowing this thing out, I should just continue. I mean, look at the damage we've already done. And I've only just realised the front opened up to reveal those guns. Oh, that is so neat. Then there's me, a block of very... Oh, you've run out of smoke. I was about to say, a block of very angry, smoky metal, but apparently just angry metal. Not gonna fire just yet. Okay, now. A lot of damage and some explosive damage, which means I hit something other than just armor that time, which is good. Like, surely the damage can't be that high anyway. I've completely destroyed a whole section of laser systems. How is it still in the air? Look at the chain reaction that happened that time. It just kept on falling out. Oh, that's a lot of laser system. Hoo-hoo! Maybe I should go for the laser systems. I'm amazed I didn't take out both on that side. None! This is taking a worryingly long amount of time, because if we're here for too long, something else will spawn in and then I'm definitely going to be destroyed. The lasers really don't seem to be doing much at all at this point, so I think just going for the core still is probably the best. It's still flying. It is still flying! But that was some laser system stuff knocked out there, so I think I've just disabled its weapons in a more fun way. No more weapons, nothing else. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Where is the AI? Neat. That is awesome. Okay. Very cool. I hit one of the jets after all that time. Nothing has taken as much damage as this thing, this entire video. I think I added it up to over 10 million damage dealt. I still don't have a clue what its AI even is. Oh. Was I really just like one shot off? I stopped trying to hollow it because I gave up, because I thought, oh, clearly the AI isn't there, and apparently I was one shot off. Well, there goes one more enemy in difficulty 100, and I'm pretty happy right now. The fight is over, and instantly we're under attack by... What is that? Oh, I know what this is. That's a massive cannon on top, isn't it? I've actually seen this one before. Yep, the event horizon. Oh, we're doomed. No, we're dead. That's it. We're gone. There is no chance in our damaged state are we even going to come close to fighting off the event horizon with that ridiculous top cannon. I'll try. But this is it, and I am fine with losing to this. So there is the massive turret on top. The problem is If we hit a barrel or something like that, we're not going to do much damage. But it will destroy us otherwise, so I don't really see... Oh, I was inside the craft! Seriously, I have made a safe room in the craft. That's why whenever we zoom back into the craft, you'll see the innards now, not the outside of the craft, because it goes to my avatar, who's in the safe room. Oh, I guess after all those fights. Oh, what a shame! I wanted to fight more. Well, with that sad end, but at least multiple difficulty 100 enemies defeated, loads of other godlies defeated, I am happy to lose to the Event Horizon. It is a truly magnificent and terrifying creature. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a true ordeal to record in the best way an ordeal can be. I've really enjoyed it. I really hope you've enjoyed it too. Any other challenge or ideas are very welcome. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that From the Depths is a series you wish to see continued in the future. I still can't believe I died. I'm somewhere here. Oh yeah, the armor's already damaged. Yep, I can see what happened. I was already weakened and that thing's cannon is just ridiculous. Combine the two, instant death. Goodbye.